ज्ञानेन चक्षुरुन्मिलितं येन तस्मै श्रीगुरुवे नमः। नमस्ते नमो विष्णुपादाय कृष्णपृष्ठाय भूतले श्रीमते भक्तिवेदान्त स्वामिनिति नामिने। नमस्ते सारस्वती देवे गौरवाणी प्रचारिणे निर्विशेष शून्यवादी पाश्चात्य देशतारिणे। जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर श्रीवासादि गौर भक्तवृंद। हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे हरे, हरे राम 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 हरे हरे। भूतैर्मात्पिर्ययिमा पुरो विभुं निर्मायशेते यदमुष पुरुषा भूते गुणान् शोधशात्मक सोऽलङ्कृशिष्ट भगवान् वचांसि मे। श्री कृष्ण शरणं शरणागतं कथामृतं सततपेततं भक्तिवेदान्त मार्गपन्थनं सर्वलोक ऋषिदेव जन्म प्रसन्नं सर्वलोक ऋषिदेव जन्म प्रसन्नं। Hare Krishna, dear Prabhus and Matajis. Welcome to the morning Śrīmad-Bhāgavatam class. So we'll are continuing with first canto, creation, chapter 7, the son of Drona punished. Text number 9 yesterday we were discussing. Sorry, it was text number 8. The translation of it is, the great sage Vyāsadeva, after compiling the Śrīmad-Bhāgavatam and revising it, taught it to his own son, Śrī Śukadeva Gosvāmī, who was already engaged in self-realization. So we were talking about the point of mercy, karuna, that out of great compassion for the living entities, the Vyāsadeva had undertaken the process of dividing Vedas into different divisions. And even he wrote Mahabharata, in which Śrīmad-Bhāgavad-Gita is there, so that the lower class of people could understand through the historical events that transpired in the great land of Mahabharata. However, he was despondent, but then through inspiration of Narad Muni, he understood his deficiency, that he did not glorify Krishna enough, and he did not glorify Krishna intensively, and that he had concentrated more on pseudo-religiosity, encouraging the path of sense gratification and using religiosity for that purpose. However, once Narad Muni instructed him into the right direction, without delay, Vyāsadeva absorbed himself in meditation and saw the various glories of Krishna. And then he re-edited Śrīmad-Bhāgavatam, which is the natural commentary of his last work, Vedanta Sutra. So in effect, Śrīmad-Bhāgavatam is his last work and the ending conclusion of everything that he had done. And he did this out of compassion for the living entities. And similarly, he taught his own son, Śrī Śukadeva Gosvāmī, who was already engaged in self-realization. Now, Śukadeva Gosvāmī, as yesterday we had mentioned, that he was already a transcendentalist, but he was more attached to the impersonal feature of the Supreme Lord. And therefore, his realization actually was not complete. And Vyāsadeva was very much aggrieved that I haven't given the best to my son. And in this way, we will see as we go forward how this transpires into Srila Śukadeva Gosvāmī eventually attaining the perfection to Śrīmad-Bhāgavatam. So Śrīmad-Bhāgavatam is that one scripture which will even attract a liberated person. The third verse of Śrīmad-Bhāgavatam says that Taror what is that? The third verse of Śrīmad-Bhāgavatam.
Hare Krishna Prabhuji, Nigam Kalpataror.
Yes, Mataji, thank you so much. Nigam Kalpataror Galitam Phalam Shukhamukhad Amrita Dravasam Yutam Pivata Bhagavatam Rasam Alayam Muhurahuraseka Bhuvi Bhavaka. So Nigama means Vedas, and Kalpataror means, Taror means desire tree, Taror means tree, and Kalpa means the desire. So Galitam Phalam. So Śrīmad-Bhāgavatam is the ripened fruit of the desire tree of Vedic literatures. Nigam refers to Vedas. And after Śukadeva Gosvāmī learned this great scripture and he spoke it. And what is it compared to? Shukhamukhad Amrita Dravasamyutam. That Shukha also means parrot. So it is said the parrot has the ability to pick the best of the fruits. And when the parrot with its beak touches the fruit and eats it, then that fruit even becomes sweeter. So Śrīmad-Bhāgavatam even became more sweeter and relishable because it came through the mouth of Śukadeva Gosvāmī. And therefore, it is said, Pibata Bhagavatam Rasam Alayam, that you please drink this nectar of Śrīmad-Bhāgavatam. How do we drink it? Through the channel of ears. This drinking is done daily through the channel of ears because it is rasam, it is full of nectar. And a significant word here is mentioned, alayam, until liberation, or even in a liberated condition. So even when we attain perfection, what continues is Śrīmad-Bhāgavatam. Śrīmad-Bhāgavatam has no situation, meaning it is not that, oh, now we have done it, it's enough. Because the nectar flowing from it is so relishable, and the devotees get pleasure more and more by singing, reciting, hearing Śrīmad-Bhāgavatam. And then he goes on to say, Muhur, always, aho, oh, rasikaha, those who are in full knowledge of the rasa, the nectar, or the mellows, which provide pleasure, bhuvi, on the earth, bhavuka, expert and thoughtful. So those people who are expert and they are thoughtful, they will always be with Śrīmad-Bhāgavatam. However, Śukadeva Gosvāmī, as soon as he was born, he ran, basically, like, and some people would say, how is that possible? But we can understand, when the calf is born, the calf immediately starts walking. And Śukadeva Gosvāmī was in the womb for 6 months, and he was well developed. Immediately, it is said, he left for the forest because he did not want to get entangled, and Krishna guaranteed him that you will not become entangled. You please come out of the womb of your mother. But greater things was to be done by Śukadeva Gosvāmī, and therefore his qualification now is mentioned in Śrīmad-Bhāgavatam. Any questions or comments, Prabhu's Matajis? Another point in the paper we mentioned yesterday is to understand that Pravritti Marga, the path of economic development and sense gratification, is condemned by Narada Muni. And Śrīmad-Bhāgavatam is the path of Nivritti Marga. Having said that, it is not to say that the devotees will be devoid of pleasure. Actually, devotees will get greater pleasure, much more pleasure. And the pleasure of material existence is actually illusory. Real happiness comes when we are in touch with our spirit in relation with the Supreme Spirit, Krishna. Text number 9. Narayanam namaskritya naram chaiva narottamam devim saraswatim vyasam tato jayam mudirayet. Om namo bhagavate vasudevaya. Om namo bhagavate vasudevaya. Om namo bhagavate vasudevaya. Śaunaka uvacha savai nivritti nirata sarvatro pekshako munihi kasya va brihatim etam atma rama samam vyasat. Translation. Śrī Śaunaka asked Sūta Gosvāmī. Śrī Śukadeva Gosvāmī was already on the path of self-realization, and thus he was pleased with his own self. So why did he take the trouble to undergo the study of such a vast literature? Word to word, Śaunaka uvacha, Śrī Śaunaka asked, Saha, he, Vai, of course, Nivrittihi, on the path of self-realization. So Saha, he here refers to Śukadeva Gosvāmī. So Śaunaka is asking, Śukadeva Gosvāmī was already on the path of self-realization, and Nirataha, always engaged, Sarvatra, in every respect, Upeshakaha, indifferent, Munihi, sage, Kasya, for what reason, Va, or Brihatim, vast, Etam, this Atmaramaha, one who is pleased with himself, some Vyasat, undergo these studies. So the important point to understand here is that Śukadeva Gosvāmī was Atmaramaha. He was pleased with himself. Atma means the self, and Rama means pleasure or being pleased. So he was pleased with himself. So why did he need to undergo the study of Śrīmad-Bhāgavatam when in the first place he had already left his house? As soon as he was born, he left his house. He did not want to have anything to do with material things. And he did not undergo the samskara reformatory process. He was already liberated. In prayers to Śukadeva Gosvāmī, Sūta Gosvāmī, in the first canto of Śrīmad-Bhāgavatam, second chapter, when he's starting to reply the questions of the sages of Naimisharanya, he says, Yam pravajantam anupetam apeta kritiyam dvaipayano virahakatara juhava putreti tanmayataya tarvo bhinedu tam sarva bhuta hridayam munimanatosmi tam sarva bhuta hridayam munimanatosmi tam sarva bhuta hridayam munimanatosmi. So Sūta Gosvāmī says, let me offer my respectful obeisances unto the great sage Śukadeva Gosvāmī, who can enter the hearts of all. When he went away to take up the renounced order of life, sannyasa, leaving home without undergoing reformation by the sacred thread or ceremonies observed by the higher caste, his father Vyāsadeva, fearing separation from him, cried out, "O my son, indeed, only the trees which were absorbed in the same feelings of separation echoed in response to the bereaved father." So when we are in a very silent place and we call out, there is an echo. So Vyāsadeva, Śukadeva Gosvāmī's father, called out for his son, "Oh my son, where are you going? Please come back." Śukadeva Gosvāmī did not reply. The only reply he got was from the trees of the forest, which echoed the same question back. Why? because Śukadeva Gosvāmī was Atma Ramaha. He was self-satisfied. He did not need anyone else or anything else to increase his satisfaction. Then the question Saunaka Rishi is asking, if that was the case, then why did he learn this scripture from his father, whom he had left in the first place? Would anyone like to read the purport of this verse?
Hare Krishna Prabhu, I can read.
Yes, Mataji.
For the people in general, the highest perfection of life is to cease from material activities and be fixed on the path of self-realization. Those who take pleasure in sense enjoyment, or those who are fixed in material bodily welfare work, are called karmis. Out of thousands and millions of such karmis, one may become an Atmarama by self-realization. Atma means self, and Arama means to take pleasure. Everyone is searching after the highest pleasure, but the standard of pleasure of one may be different from the standard of another. Therefore, the standard of pleasure enjoyed by the karmis is different from that of the Atmaramas. The Atmaramas are completely indifferent to material enjoyment in every respect. Śrī Śukadeva Gosvāmī had already attained that stage, and still he was attracted to undergo the trouble of studying the great Bhagavatam literature. This means that Srīmad-Bhāgavatam is a postgraduate study even for the Atmaramas, who have surpassed all the studies of Vedic knowledge. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Mataji. Śrīmad-Bhāgavatam even attracted Śukadeva Gosvāmī, who was already Atmaram, self-satisfied with himself, and he was thus already liberated. So Śrīmad-Bhāgavatam even attracts the liberated persons. So what transpires, Puranas explain, that Śukadeva Gosvāmī was sitting far deep into the forest, and Vyāsadeva was already teaching Śrīmad-Bhāgavatam to his disciples. And while the disciples were going deep into the forest to collect wood and paraphernalia for yagnas, they were reciting the verses of Śrīmad-Bhāgavatam. And it so happened that they were near Śukadeva Gosvāmī when they recited this particular verse of Śrīmad-Bhāgavatam from 10th canto, which describes the beautiful form of Krishna. Varahapīdam natavara vapuhu karniyo karnikaram vipradvasa kanaka kapisham vaijayantim chamalam randran venuradhara sudhaya apurayan gopa vrinde vrindaranyam swapadaramanam Gayanti Gita Kirti. In this verse, it's described as Krishna is coming from the forest of Vrindavan. Vrinda Aranya. Aranya means forest. And Vrinda refers to the Vrinda plants. And Vrindavan is full of Vrindavan plants. Therefore, it's known as Vrindavan or Vrindaranya. Ramanam. Krishna is playing about, sporting with his friends, and with his lotus feet, Swapada Ramanam, he's coming from the forest, and all his friends, the Gopabals, Gayanti Gita Kirti, are singing his glories. And what is his form like? Barahapidam. On his head, he has the peacock feather. Natavara Vapuhu. As Krishna is walking along, he's not walking along straight. Every step he's taking is dance. And everyone is coming from the forest in this dancing mood. It's a great festival. Karaniyo Karanikaram. And on his ear, he's got a bluish flower, forest flower. Karaniyo Karanikaram. And Vibradavasaha Kanaka Kapisham, and his vasaha, his clothes, his dhoti is pitambara, is brilliantly shining like sun. And Vaijayantim Chamalam, he's wearing a garland of forest flowers. Vaijayanti Mala, he's wearing. And what is he doing with his hands? He's holding flute, and his flute is touching the nectar of his lips. Randhran Venu Adhara Shudhaya, and he's blowing nectar into the flutes. As soon as the Vrajavasis hear the flute of Krishna, they become mesmerized. They lose themselves. They forget their existence, and they all just come out to see this great festivity of Krishna entering Vrindavan back from the forest. All the doors of the houses open, all the windows open, all the elderly women, young women, married women, whoever it is, they come out to see this scene of Krishna entering Vrindavan from the forest. Randhran Venur Adhar Shudhaya Apurayan Gopa Vrinde. All the gopis and the Vrindavan Vasis, they see this form of Krishna, and it is the feast for their eyes. Vrindaranyam Swapadaramanam Gayanti Gita Kirtihi, and glories of Krishna is sung in this way. So as soon as the sound vibration of this verse of Śrīmad-Bhāgavatam entered the ears of Śukadeva Gosvāmī, although he was fully satisfied, and although he had nothing to do with anything material, he became attracted. So that is the proof that Krishna Katha is not material, but Krishna Katha is 100% spiritual, and it's of higher taste. And because Krishna Katha is of higher taste, Śukadeva Gosvāmī was even attracted. And as he was contemplating on this form of Krishna, then it is said that those boys, they chanted another verse of Lord Krishna. What was that verse? That verse is from the 3rd canto of Śrīmad-Bhāgavatam, 2nd chapter, text number 23. That verse describes how merciful the Krishna is. And it is spoken by Uddhava. And he says, Aho bakiyam stanakalakutam jigham sayapayayat apyasadhavi lebhegatim dhatri uchitam tatonyam kamvadayalum sharanam rajema. So Uddhava is saying, alas, how shall I take shelter of one more merciful than he? Kamva dayalum sharanam rajema. Sharanam means shelter. And who is there more merciful than Krishna, whose sharanam, whose shelter I should take? What is the example he says? What is the great example of his mercy? The mercy is Aho Bakiyam, that she demon, Putna, Baki means demon, Yam, who stana, on her breast, Kalakutam, ointed poison. And she was Jighamsaya, very, very envious, Apayayat, and through that milk of her breast mixed with poison, she wanted to nourish Krishna. In other words, Asadhavi, she was unfaithful, she wanted to kill Krishna. However, what did Krishna do? Lebhe gatim. He gave her that same destination as Mother Yashoda, Dhatri Uchitam, just suitable for a nurse, that in the spiritual world, in the Golok Vrindavan, she will be feeding Krishna her breast milk in purity. So Krishna not only delivered her, he purified her, And not only purified her, he gave her the same position as Mother Yashoda. In the commentary to this verse, Srila Prabhupada says that Krishna takes the least qualification of a devotee and gives them the highest reward. What was the least qualification of Putana? Anyone? Least qualification of Putana.
Yes. Friends
Prabhuji,
of
acting-
Krishna.
Which?
Acting as a mother.
Yes, very good. So she imitated. She was not genuine, she was not sincere, but she imitated the role of Krishna's mother. So that was her least qualification. So how merciful is Krishna? Even someone who came to kill him with that intention, but because they imitated and acted out to be the mother, he still gave them the highest reward. Who there is as merciful as him? Kamva deyalum sharanam brajema. So as soon as Śukadeva Gosvāmī, he heard this voice, his heart completely melted. The tears started coming from his eyes, and immediately he went to those boys and he said, "What is this scripture you are reciting? Where did you learn it from?" And the boys replied, "Oh, our spiritual master Vyāsadeva has taught us, and this is Śrīmad-Bhāgavatam." And immediately Śukadeva Gosvāmī became happy and said, "Oh, Vyāsadeva is my father. So this is my inheritance. This is my right. And I will go back to him and learn Śrīmad-Bhāgavatam." So the point to note that no matter what level of transcendentalist one may be, Srila Śukadeva Gosvāmī was the highest of Brahmavadis, impersonalists, and he had perfected it, and yet still he was attracted to Śrīmad-Bhāgavatam. And the point Srila Prabhupada makes in the purport here is, that's why Śrīmad-Bhāgavatam is the highest, because it even attracts the liberated souls, because it is full of glorification of the Supreme Personality of Godhead, Shri Krishna. Any questions or comments, Prabhus and Matajis?
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji.
Yes, Prabhu.
Prabhu, this change of heart, sounds very similar to how the four Kumaras smelled the tulsi of Lord's feet and became devotees. Is that right, Prabhu?
Yes, very much so. So the third canto of Śrīmad-Bhāgavatam, this pastime is there, that the four Sanat Kumaras, they were impersonalists as well. However, as soon as they entered the realm of the Vaikuntha planets, they did not even enter, but they came nearby, and this aroma of the smell of the lotus feet of Tulasi entered their nostrils, and they immediately became attracted to the Lord. So this is why devotional service, the path of bhakti, is sublime, because it relates to the supreme absolute truth, Sri Krishna. And this process of smelling the flowers that we get during the course of Arati, it has personally touched the lotus feet of the Lord. And when we smell it, guess what? We become purified. Abhaycharan Prabhu, who was with us just a few days ago, he was mentioning that the aroma of the flowers and the tulsi leaves, which is offered to the Lord, it has therapeutic properties. That smell actually de-stresses us. It calms us down and it makes us sane. Everything in devotional service that we do, 64 limbs of bhakti, is elevating us to become devotees of the Lord, and it's taking us closer to the lotus feet of Krishna. And therefore, this process is mentioned as simple and yet sublime and yet the highest. Just imagine, a new guest comes to the temple, he just stands in the arati, he has the darshan of the beautiful form of Shri Shri Radha Girigovardhandhari, he receives the arati, he receives the flowers, he receives the water of Abhishekam of the Lord, he receives the chamara, the fan of the Lord, as well by the pujari, he receives Chanamrita, and all these things unknown to that person is acting to directly connect him to the Lord. Thank you so much, Prabhu.
Actually, Prabhu, can I just add, Indumna Maharaj was saying one time that the garlands that we receive from the lordships, he would actually he actually sometimes hugs them and sleeps them at night. So like you're saying, they are so purifying. It was so sweet because we receive them all the time, but sometimes we don't understand the value of it. But when Indumna Maharaj said that he would hug it and sleep it all night, that was very sweet.
Yes, hug it and sleep it all night. We should have some paraphernalia with us always, some prasadam of Krishna. Prasadam doesn't only mean food stuff, it also means the paraphernalia of the Lord. And that actually, makes us progress on path of devotional service. Thank you so much, Prabhus and Matajis, for your daily association. Krishna willing, we'll see you tomorrow. Have a wonderful Krishna conscious day. Grantraj Śrīmad-Bhāgavatam ki jai. Srila Prabhupada ki jai.
Thank you, Prabhuji.
Thank you, Prabhu.
Thank you,
Hare
Prabhu.
Krishna.
Hare Krishna, Prabhu. Thank you, Prabhu.